Hi guys, hope all of us are doing fine. My name is Ernest and this is Ernest Sciences and Mathematics TV channel. First, I'd like to welcome our new members and kindly I'd like to request us to subscribe to our channel and engage us in the comment section, and also check our description boxes for various links of other videos which are similar to the topics under discussion. So in this case, I'm going to use this specific image on my right, and of course I'd like to put a disclaimer that this image does not I do not own the rights to this specific image, but I'm going to use it for illustration and educational purposes. So in this case, I'd like to request our members to kindly check in this specific link for the website of Pearson Education. And this is going to, I found it very relevant to our discussions, especially on the discussion of various parts of the human anatomy. And go through their material and literature. They are very much informative, and they are going to provide for us additional information on various aspects of the human anatomy. Now, in this case, I'm going to look at the basic plan of the tooth. And in this case, we're going to look at a various range of plans or makeup of the human tooth and their various functions, as we're going to look at the specific parts, especially on the plan and makeup of the human tooth. Now, in this case, the tooth basically consists of three major parts, and that's the crown, the neck, and the roots. And this, of course, are going to be more profound, especially when we're going to look at the details parts. But of course, the crown basically consists of a region that is above the gum, given using this specific section. And of course, we are going to see it being this specific point which I'm illustrating. Now, for the neck, this is the region between the crown, the gum, and the root. And this is the basic region which I'm mentioning. Now, the neck basically joins these two specific regions of the crown and the root. And it's basically going to separate these two specific regions. And the roots is going to be the region below the gum, which is indicated, of course, from this specific section to the lower part. Now, looking at the specific makeup of the human tooth, it consists of various regions, and the first one is going to consist of this particular section that we refer to as the enamel, which is the outer surface that is hard and resistant to a bacterial infection or a bacterial attack in this case. And of course, this specific section is unique in a sense that if it's damaged, it's not going to undergo regeneration, and therefore it's going to expose the inner parts of the teeth, which are going to lead to some of the conditions we're going to see later. Now, below that one is a section that we refer to as a dentine, and this, of course, section of the teeth is hard but not as hard as the enamel, and this is going to consist of a similar matrix to the bones, as we're going to see later. Now, this section is delicate in a sense that if it's this outer layer of the enamel is damaged and this one is exposed, then therefore it is susceptible to infection, as we're going to see later, as compared to the enamel. And at this lower part, we're going to have this specific section that we refer to as the pulp cavity. And this region consists of a portion of what we refer to as the blood and the nervous system, which of course are going to be referred to as the sensitive or the living portion of the tooth. And this is going to be, of course, nourishing this specific or the adjacent regions, which are going to provide essential minerals and some of the requirements required by the teeth. Now, there's a section which basically is missing from this, but I'm going to give it, or perhaps identify it in our various illustrations of the makeup or the plan of the teeth in some of our videos. So in this case, this is a section referred to as the cementum. And of course, on the outer surface of this particular region, which is joining between the root into the socket regions, therefore this is the specific region that we're going to refer to as the centum. Now, I'm going to show that one in our other plan. Now, in my next illustration, I'm going to show the specific types of teeth that we are going to encounter in the human digestive system, and their specific roles, as we're going to, of course, discuss on the concept of physical digestion. Now, the above consists of a set of teeth, which, of course, are from the human digestive system. And of course, this, as we said, is situated in the oral cavity. And one of the major functions, as we said, is going to be involved in the physical digestion, which is basically the breakdown of large food particles in order to ensure that they're going to expose the necessary nutrients and minerals to be available for the body. Now, in this particular case, we're going to see that we can categorize bones into four major plans or division. In terms of their physical makeup, as we're going to see in this particular case. So the first one I refer to as the incisors, and these are the range of bones which are involved, especially in cutting and nipping part of the food which is being broken down during the process of digestion. And then next, we are going to see that this specific type of bones referred to as canines or cuspids are going to be one of the section of the digestive system, or the section of the bones involved in holding on to, of course, tough types of food which is being digested. Now, in some animals like the carnivores, we're going to see that there's a specific adaptation for these specific types of teeth, and they're going to play a vital role, especially in trying to hold on to prey, and of course trying to cut down this specific aspect of the tough tissues, which of course are going to be part of the prey. And next, we're going to look at this particular section of the teeth, or makeup of the teeth, that we refer to as the premolars. And these are going to be section of the teeth which are involved in cutting and crushing of the food. And then lastly, the section which we refer to as molars, which are going to have this specific type of plan. So these basically types of teeth are going to be contained in the upper and the lower jaw. And in some animals like the herbivores, we're going to see the specific difference. But for humans, these are going to be contained in the upper and the lower jaw, respectively, as I've mentioned. Now, for the molars, these are going to be involved in chewing, grinding, and crushing. And those are some of their specific functions, as we're going to see later in some of our videos, or in a part of our videos concerning this specific type of planning for the teeth. Now, in this particular case, I looked at a cross-section of one of the tooth, which exposed, of course, the inner part, which consists of a basic plan for the outer, the inner surface, and part of the sections which we defined as the living section of the teeth. Now, all these teeth are going to consist of the inner plan, which is similar, which is going to consist of the enamel, the tentin pulp, centum, and the other regions which we had mentioned in that specific case. Now, these are going to play a general role of crushing or of physical digestion, which we had said basically to crush the food and ensure that they are available in small particles which can be digested or mixed with other enzymes and chemicals to ensure they are available for the body. So catch us in our next video, so we're going to look at another aspect of the digestive system, and that's going to be collaboratively acting as of course, one functional unit in order to ensure that food is available for the body, to ensure that the basic biological functions are continuous. So in this case, I'd like to welcome us to our next discussion. Check our description boxes for various links of other videos which are going to be on the similar topic. So that is it for now, guys. By God, please, you catch us in our next video.